Andrew Jackson, we thank you for your service.
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson was the people's president.
Even though they were elected 188 years apart, for some insight on the parallels between the two presidents, we're joined by Jon Meacham, who won the Pulitzer Prize for his biography of Andrew Jackson, American Lion. Welcome, Jon. The president really is fond of President Jackson. Where do you how do you look at the parallels between the two?
Well, presidents look back for inspiration, but more often for sanction. They want to be able to say that this is a verse in a hymn that's been sung before. And so what I think President Trump, as the most unconventional president in our history, which I think he would embrace, is looking for is some historical parallel that I think grounds him to some extent in the experience of the country.
Upon being elected in 1828, Jackson replaced 10% of the federal workforce with appointed loyalists and began an ultimately successful campaign to eliminate the national bank, which he viewed as a tool of Eastern financial elites. Jackson is most remembered for his role in expanding America's frontier. Having captured the territory of Florida during his military career, President Jackson pursued policies like the Indian Removal Act, which resettled nearly all Native Americans from the eastern half of the United States, killing thousands in the process.
President Trump is, in some ways, I think, quite correct to claim Jackson's mantle. Jackson came to office insisting that Indian removal should be the first agenda of the federal government. So kicking people out of the country, not worrying too much about their rights, and he also claimed to be sweeping out all this corruption that existed in Washington, and he claimed to be an outsider, even though he was a very wealthy man who clearly came from and represented quite specific economic interests. So it's not an accident that Trump and Trump's handlers see a commonality with President Jackson.
I wonder why they keep talking about Trump and Jackson, Jackson and Trump. Oh, I know the feeling, Andrew.
I'm a big Andrew Jackson fan.